Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday, everybody. It is Monday, everybody. How are you doing? Hope you all had a great weekend. A lot of things happening this weekend. I don't know if you've been trolling those social media streets like I've been trolling them, but one thing I do know for sure life truly is what you make it. And if you don't have a good, and I do mean a healthy self esteem, self worth, self value, you're going to make life harder than it really needs to be. So welcome everybody, welcome everybody. As my man ET would say, thank God it's Monday. As my man ET would say, thank God that it is Monday. I am your host for this morning's show, Jamon Glover. And for those of you who don't know me, very nice to meet you. I am a personal and family development coach. I've been in the child care and parenting space for over a decade now, and I've learned a few things in my time. We're all children. Yeah, we're all children. I'll say it again. We're all children. And the reason I say that is because when you when you're raising children, you teach them certain things about your social, emotional regulation. You teach them how to understand what they're feeling, how to express what they're feeling, how to get along with others in public, how to carry themselves, morals and character. We teach children all of these things. But what happens when parents don't do that? Well, now you grow up with unscrupulous adults who never learned how to get along, how to share, how to care, how to love even. I find a lot of times that if you are struggling in relationships, and I think we all attribute it to some form of maybe childhood trauma, if you will, but a lot of it is just we didn't get the blueprint on how we were supposed to act, what we were supposed to be doing as adults or as children that will carry over to us being adults. But anywho, question of the day. In finding your success, what is one thing that you had to learn? Let me Monday. Getting my mouth's not working completely right now. All right. In finding success, what's one thing you had to learn? There we go. In finding success, whatever success you've ever found in, whether it was on the cheer team, the debate team, sports club, football team, basketball, rec, whatever it was, in any success that you have found, what's one thing you had to learn? And I guess just to give it more clarity, had you not learned that thing, would you have ever realized your potential for success or even the success in itself? So, yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. And we're going to start out the way we always do. We're going to do some gratitudes this morning. And I was thinking I would change it up just a little bit and kind of give it a little bit of a different feel. I don't want to put you relaxed too much in case you are driving. So it's going to be, throw a little graphic on the screen. And let me do a quick check. Told y'all my brother last week, he told me that he felt like he had been catfished because my thumbnail was one who looked one way and me actually looking another because I lost a lot of weight recently. And I didn't even really consider what was happening to me. And so now I know I need to take some more pictures. But also, birds of a feather flock together. His girlfriend, my sis, she came in. She watched the show, so shout out to you. She hit me with the your hands were a little dry, bro. You need to lubricate them things. So this morning I had to make sure I got this. That's why I was a few minutes late. I had to make sure I got enough lotion on. Had to get my little coffee. Had to get him work out this morning. a lot of moving parts to my day, and I'm grateful for it. So let's get ready to get into these gratitudes, and I'll see you in a second. Just like I said, relax. Think about all the things that you have to be grateful for. I am grateful for an opportunity to live a life that is not common. I am grateful that I get a chance to show up here every morning and motivate and inspire, and that somebody would actually listen and take it in because they want their life to be better than it was. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my mother and my father who are still here. I am grateful for a job that takes care of my family. I'm grateful for the ability to earn income at a high level. I'm grateful for skills, for talents. I'm grateful for lights. I'm grateful for fuel and a car to drive. I'm grateful that I have food in my cabinet. I'm grateful for the air that I'm breathing right now. I'm grateful that I have a chance to walk outside in the morning, enjoy nature, relax, ease my mind, and I'm not just rushed into every day confused. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the choices that I made. Not all were great, but certainly not all were bad. But I'm grateful because in the troublesome times, I was able to learn some lessons that made me better. So I'm grateful for my good days as well as my bad days. I'm grateful. All right, all right. I feel better already. We got that morning, as they say, crush out your eye. Oh man, this weekend was a wild weekend. Anybody catch any sports? Anybody see any happenings of anything that was going on? I caught a game in particular. I generally watch sports pretty frequently. Maybe not as much as I used to, but I'm still a regular sports watcher. It's just sporadic. I'll catch replays. I'll catch here on YouTube, and I'll see different clips, different places, and it'll feed my need to be present because I really have a lot of things happening in my everyday life. But one thing I really want to touch on or kind of get focused in on right now is, oh, let's not do that. Yeah, one thing I really want to focus in on right now is the prime effect. We all know about the prime effect. You know, our good brother Deion Sanders excelled in has excelled in college athletics, professional athletics, baseball and football. He's also with private sector and he started coaching and just started doing a lot of great things with our youth. And I think most people were excited and happy that he was doing the job that he was doing. And then he had the nerve to try to go do it in college. And a lot of schools kind of turned away. My alma mater said no. And initially I was like, really? Y'all gonna say no to prime time? But I understand they had a different plan and different vision, and they wanted a more long term solution, I guess. And coach we have now. It's a great coach. We've had back-to-back winning seasons, and just gonna drop a little something out there. The Celebration Bowl that Coach Prime lost in, he lost to my alma mater. So not super disappointed in the fact that, he didn't come to our school. However, Deion Sanders has transcended the HBCU ranks, and now he has gone to the college ranks, the D1 ranks, Power 5 divisions, and he's working at a historically pretty good school in Colorado. And there are a lot of people who are hating on him. There are a lot of people they're checking for him in a negative way. In a negative way. They're hoping for his downfall. Because he has that flash. He has that bravado. So you remember last week on the first show we talked about that self-image? When your self-image is intact, and I don't mean that false self-image where you're trying to fake it till you make it. I'm talking about that one that has been tested and has been proven through years of hard work, dedication, and results. Proven self-image. That when you look in the mirror, all you see is success because that's all you produce, even in your failure, because in every failure, there's a seed of equal or greater benefit. That's what I've learned through these years. And so Coach Prime, everything that he touches right now, there's a large amount of success that seems to follow him. And I can't say 100% if we could all be that way, because he's achieved on a great level. But on our individual levels, which is why we started this thing out with gratitudes. We all have greatness in us. We all have done things that exceeded expectation. We all have done things that have given us some amount of confidence. But the thing that I really want to highlight today, and it's going to be our topic of the day, learning this one, not even this one thing, but learning this thing. You have to learn it to find success. You got to get comfortable. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Necessary stress, necessary anxiety. You have to be in a space where you're not afraid of feeling a little discomfort. And the reason I really want to highlight this game, and I'm not going to do a full breakdown. I have other people and friends and family who do breakdowns on that stuff. But me, I just want to get to the overall bigger picture. And I love games like that. I'm a wrestler. For those of you who didn't know, I am a wrestler. And I love the sport of wrestling. Because wrestling is not just a test of wills and skill, but it's also a test of discipline, heart, courage. And my favorite point in a wrestling match is when there's no clear-cut favorite, or even if there is a clear-cut favorite, depending on whose camp you're in. But when the clear-cut favorite, the moment he realizes or she realizes that this is not going to be easy, this person came to fight. And now there's this intense battle back and forth. And that look, when the period ends, when that round ends, and you get up and you look at each other, and it's that deep, intense staring. And it comes down to who wants it the most, baby. Who wanted the most? Come on. I'm going to clap on that one. Who wants it the most? That is the most intense part of sports that I love. And why? Okay. Because this is how you learn who you are. Yeah, we want the comfortable times. We want things to be easy. But without the pressure, without the stress, who are you really? We've all heard of those teams or those people who go undefeated for years. They go into spaces where they struggling, not struggling, they're always winning. They're always winning. They're given this, they're handed that, and just because they're confident, they seem to have a certain je ne sais quoi, if you will. But then they take that first major L, and the world falls apart. They cannot handle it. because their self-image was propped up. It wasn't built up. And ladies, gentlemen, that's what this channel is about. To keep it a buck with you, this channel is about building yourself up, inner man, inner woman, proving who you are to yourself, loving who you are through yourself, and not waiting on somebody else's validation. Because we are more than enough. We are more than we think we are. You know, some people, they think they're a little more than they are, but hey, neither here nor there. If you earn it, that's cool. But we're talking about proof, earning your own respect before you ever look at the world's validation. Being comfortable in your own skin is where you want to be. Being comfortable when you walk into a room and not care whether you're being judged. You know how freeing that is? And so what I love about this weekend's game, I don't want to go to there. I don't want to get preachy on you. But so this weekend's game, you have Coach Prime. People hating on him because he's the coach one and he's so swaggy and flashy. But also his son is the starting QB. His other son is the starting free safety. And so people automatically call it nepotism or it's the family hookup. They're not really qualified. And he's been talking big noise about his son for a few years now, saying he's the real deal. And it's like, oh, yeah. But there's 3 games in, and I think we're all starting to see maybe this kid is for real. Maybe he's for real. So the game gets started. The people were rooting for Colorado. Colorado State's the underdog. But it's obvious. First drive, they mean business. Yeah. So they take points off the board to go try to score. Quarterback throws a pick six. Colorado, Shiloh, Coach Prime's son, takes it the other way, pick six, like 80 yards or something. Well, the Colorado faithful was ecstatic. They were super happy about what was about to happen because everybody knew this was going to be a blowout. But Colorado State came back down the field, answered. And they started throwing haymakers, punching them in their mouth, they was getting cheap shots in. Probably one of the best players in the country got put out on a cheap shot. Was it the first quarter? Yeah, in the first quarter. He came back for a few minutes in the second quarter, but they had to take him to the hospital. He had to go to the hospital. And he's out for a couple of weeks. So yeah, they came to play. And then they took the lead. And then they extended the lead. And I can't lie. I was sitting here, I was sick in my stomach because I saw the differences in the team. And Colorado State, they got some ballers. They got a beefy line. But their skill players, they're like a B plus compared to Colorado's skill players. And they're like an A minus, A plus. So Colorado had the advantage in my book. But when I saw the big boys in them trenches, them linemen, oh, man. It was something to see because they literally manhandled them. They literally beat them into submission for a very long time. And then something happened. They got the ball back on the 2-yard line, and they had to drive 98 yards across the field for a chance to tie this game up. And they methodically did it. 2 penalties along the way was drove them back, but they came back and they did it. And in that moment, once they scored, all Colorado State had to do was get in field goal range, doing the same crossing routes that they did the whole game, and something happened. For some reason, they couldn't do it. He ran a shot. The star receiver for Colorado State caught the pass, ran a shot, and ran out of bounds. All game, he'd been taking it and going upfield. He had the same opportunity to do it. What happened? I'll wait. What happened? What do you think happened? Who he really was came through. I'm sorry I didn't wait. The person on the inside, you see, he was playing with Colorado State for a reason. He's probably one of the most talented receivers that I've seen. He probably could be playing in Alabama or in Florida or in Carolina. He probably could be playing at USC or at Colorado. But he's at Colorado State for a reason. Now, I don't know the reasons, but I believe it showed up in that game. You see, no matter how big of a stage we get put on, no matter how big of an opportunity we have, if we're not right within, we're going to always come back down to where we think we belong. You can talk as much noise as you want, but you come back down. And I don't think it just happened with him. I think it also happened with his teammates. Because they're not historically the winningest franchise. They're not known for winning. A lot of those guys, they're all brought in this year, and they were just trying to make something. But because this was a rivalry game, they all got up for it. But when the pressure was put on, when the pressure started building, I ain't going to say they collapsed or they folded because they were still competitive. They really did a good job. However, the team that expected to win from the moment it started to the moment it ended won. And so what does that say for us? How much can we take? How much can we endure, pause? How much can we endure in life? How much are we willing to go through? What price are we willing to pay for those things that we say we want? Yeah, it sounds good to speak your dream out loud and to hear it. And it should scare you a little bit. If it don't, you ain't dreaming big enough. But in order to get that thing that you really want, do you realize how much hell you're going to have to go through to get it? Especially if it's a worthwhile dream or goal. If it's something that's going to move the needle in your life. If it's something that you've never done before. Nobody in your family has ever done it before. Do you know? Do you have any idea what you got to go through to actually make that happen? Yeah, you got to go through a lot. That price is steep. But it's not until you get into that fight that you begin to realize who you are. So when you meet somebody and they got this cocky bravado, this cocky swag, don't judge them. Check their proof. What do they have to show for all of this? Don't fall for it. Just sit back, observe. Look at their life. Don't look at how they drive, how they live, because that's flash. Flash matters, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is substance. If your inner person is not built off of substance, you could very well be toxic. And I think that's where a lot of toxicity comes from, because we're putting on false bravados. We're operating out of trauma. But that's why I love this game this week. That's why I love to see battles, because I've been called the butthole friend. I'm not gonna curse. I've been called a butthole friend before, because I would have friends come to me and they would tell me, man, Jamon, man, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, bro. I'm just trying to get this. I'm like, good stuff. Congratulations, man. Good job. And they always look at me like, what? This dude is stupid. What? Why are you congratulating me? Because I understand something. What you're going through right now is about to put you on another level. You about to grow in ways you hadn't even thought of. I know what you're about to experience, and it's going to be good for you. And as your friend, as your family member, I want the best for you. Now, I know I'm saying that a little jokingly, but that's how I really see it. That's how I really feel about it. I don't waste my time trying to argue with people to prove my point. I know my point is what it is. And you got offended at my point don't mean that my point's still not true. It means you had your maturity hasn't caught up to this space in life yet. As the old folks say, keep living, youngster. Keep living. I used to get mad. All my friends, and when I was growing up, were always older than me, and they would drop all these gems in my lap, and I would hear them, and I'd be like, "Bro, these dudes crazy. It ain't that serious, bro. I mean, bro, what we talking about? I mean, well, I was gonna say it's just practice. We talking about practice. We talking about practice, not the game, just practice." And they just laugh at me and be like, "Yeah, keep living, man. Keep living, youngster. Keep living." And the more I live, the more I learn that some things we're not ready to hear because we have no place, no point of reference, no place to put it to even process it. It's through going through those fights, going through those tough battles that we come out on the other side. Same thing with my health. I lost significant weight over the past, few weeks. My wife did as well. But it cost us. We had to pay a price for it. But we was tired of being overweight. We were tired of not looking our best self. So we paid the price. Financially, we paid the price in the food, in the whatever supplements, in whatever the program was. We had to pay a price to get it. And now we got results. So now, when I step into a room, I'm not just confident because I lost weight. I was confident before when I had the weight. But now, I prove that I can pay the price. I prove that I can endure. I have what it takes. So that gives a certain level of confidence. So still what we're talking about. Last week we talking about the inner man, the inner self, the self-image, and we just bringing it on forward. And we're talking about the things we need to have success, to reach our goals, to climb those corporate ladders or whatever we're trying to do. That's what we are talking about. Yep, Bobby, self-assessment and being humble. Oh man, yep. She got me with the lotion, man. She got me. Oh well, let me make sure I'm okay. I'm not so crusty today. People hate working out because it strains the body. You get sweaty and then you feel sore. But that's the price you pay to look good, to feel good, to be healthy. But it's all about what you want. So, for a call to action, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, figure out in life what it is that you really want. And I don't mean kind of want. I mean, what do you really want? Like your goal. And then just simply ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price for it? Am I willing to spend money on the education? Am I willing to spend money on the materials needed to make it happen? Am I willing to go out and shake people's hands and cold call and build networks? Am I willing to be uncomfortable for a few minutes a day trying to build it? Am I willing, to be disciplined? And if you're not all those things, then do you really want that? It's time to start being more authentic and real with ourselves about what we want. I mean, it's great to have pie in the sky dreams, but end of the day, they don't really get us anywhere but to a place of misery. I read some once that said, hope deferred makes the heart grow sick. Hope deferred makes the heart grow sick. And that's when you're dreaming about something, but it's just a dream. It's something that can never happen or is improbable that it will happen. So should that be the dream? Should that be the goal? Some say yes, some say no. It's really to each his own. Your interpretation. Are you willing to pay the price of the misery for that dream? Or is it more feasible for you to get along where you are? Or do you want that fight? Do you want that work? Do you want that smoke off that dream and that goal? All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. It's time for affirmations. Now, affirmations generally start with I am statements. However, I've developed some ones, and I started with I'm so happy and excited to be this or to be that. So my affirmations vary. I am an overcomer. I am a conqueror. I am so happy and excited. And I add different parts to it. So there's no one real way to do it. But this period is the declaration phase. This is when you start to declare who you are in this world, who you are in this space. You putting everybody, you putting systems, you putting family members, you putting yourself on notice that I am worthy, that I am ambitious, I am talented and skilled. I have what it takes to accomplish all of my goals. I'm the head and not the tail. I am a king. I am God's highest creation. I am happy and excited that my monthly income last year was my yearly income. I am happy and excited that I get to lay next to a beautiful woman that loves me unconditionally. I am happy and excited that my children are blessed, healthy, happy, successful, parts of my story, my legacy. I am happy and excited that I use my gifts and my talents to fulfill all of my dreams. I am happy and excited to be closing on a new home. And not just one, but 2, 3, 4 pieces of property that I own, that I go and visit yearly, that I fluctuate from like a social butterfly. I am happy and excited that life in this country in particular affords me the opportunity to do things that my ancestors could only dream of, and that people around the world right now wish they could do. I am so happy and excited that I get to be me, unconditionally. I am Jamon Glover. I am international. I'm happy and excited to have a coaching and consulting company dedicated to men and family success. And I get to change and impact thousands of families every year. I'm excited. I'm excited. And I am built for this moment. What about you? Are you built for this moment? I hope you enjoyed those affirmations, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it is a busy day. I got a lot of things happening and I got to get up out of here. But I just want to leave you with these final thoughts and closing words. If you're not sure what you're grateful for, I want you to start with one thing that you're super grateful for and then increase to 2. But at least give me a list of 10 things that you are grateful for. 10 things. And do the same thing with your affirmations. Declare 10 things that you are, and don't say that you want to do. I am. Started with I am, or I am happy and excited that I get to. Do those things. Start to change the inner self, that paradigm of how you've been cultured and trained. It's time to start becoming the people we were destined to be, and not just settling for the lifestyle that was given to us. We've all had some programming put into us that we had no choice in the matter. But this channel is going to help you choose and help you achieve. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday. Be thankful, drive careful, be safe. I'll see you tomorrow.